What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 65 of the Stand Up Guys podcast. I'm your host, the incomparable Zach Jones, joined as always by the Stevie Ray to my Booker T, Lester Jones.
There's a great Booker T clip out there involving Hulk Hogan. You should go watch it.
That is a good clip, but
I heard Booker T got done dirty by the WWE.
How so? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but it seems like he's been doing things with them the last several years.
I guess his championship was considered not like a real championship, and they said that they took it away from him or something. And
I'll say this: I wouldn't take shit away from that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think whatever it was, they must have mended fences because he's had one of those Legends deals with him where he'll pop in from time to time and do things with them. So I don't think there's.
It's just people on TikTok complaining, so I'm not sure what their deal is.
Of course, I don't know. I don't if it happened recently, and could be. I don't know.
You only watch 20 hours of wrestling a week.
But I mean, he hasn't been an active wrestler for many years, so I don't know what that would be about.
Oh, okay, so he has been doing it for a long time. All
right. Right. Yeah, he's just been kind of.
What is he doing?
He's got to be in his 50s, right?
I think so. He's still in great shape. I think. I mean, he every once in a while he'll do not commentating, but on some of their special events, he'll kind of come in and do a roundtable discussion with them, kind of previewing the pay-per-view or whatever. And then on his own, I think he runs a wrestling school, and I think maybe does his own version of a podcast or something like that too, I think. But I'm not for 100% sure. I think he does a bunch of different stuff.
He's probably wealthy enough to not have to ever work again.
Oh, for sure. But I think he does do some stuff.
Yeah.
And that voice you just heard belongs to the Ninth Wonder, Chocolate Thunder, delivering DoorDash and getting tipped with DoorGash. The wine and dining, 69 and he'll throw in extra butter for a taste of that turd cutter. The phenomenal AJ Singh.
I prefer cash.
But the tip. You still been DoorDashing a lot?
Yeah.
All right, guys. What you been doing this week?
I watched a few different things. I watched Black Widow.
Oh yeah. How'd you like it?
I liked it a lot. I was surprised by how much I liked it. It wasn't anything like Endgame or anything very epic like that, but it was more of a Captain America Winter Soldier vibe, But I still liked it. What's up?
Nothing. If it was 2 hours of gratuitous ass shots, I'd say I'm in.
I mean, the story was it was sentimental, and I could appreciate it. I liked the sister character a lot of Natasha's.
Yeah, I imagine now she'll carry forward and be kind of a Black Widow-y character as well, right?
Yeah, I think so. And she's really likable. The girl who played her well, I guess. I don't know what the character was supposed to be like, but yeah.
Anything else?
And then I also watched a show called Ghosts, mostly just because Rose McIver's in it, but there's also an Indian guy in it, so I was like, all right, I'll support this brown guy, why not? But
who's Rose McIver?
Oh, she's the girl from iZombie.
Oh, I never watched that show, but okay.
I was a big fan of that show. I liked iZombie. Another show with another Indian guy in it, but it was actually well written. I felt like it was a Rob Zombie show, surprisingly.
Really?
He produced that show.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. I know it's based loosely on a
Rob
comic.
Zombie. I'm sorry, not Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. Even weirder.
That is even weirder because I knew Rob Zombie directed shit. But Rob Thomas, I never heard
Zombie,
of.
I was like, I would think it'd be pretty dark.
Yeah.
His stuff is pretty dark.
Well, yeah, that's true. But at least he's in the horror genre.
Yeah.
I actually just saw a picture online where I think Rob Zombie's doing a remake of Monsters, and he his wife was the woman, and then they had the Frankenstein and the grandpa vampire.
I hope he doesn't ruin the Munsters for me. Like, they're a fun family.
I never really watched Munsters a ton as a kid. I think we watched more Addams Family than Munsters, but
They're about the same thing. Yeah.
I never had like, a ton of like affection for either of them, I guess. So I'm okay with people experimenting with them. I think aren't they making like some sort of Addams Family based show too that like about Wednesday Addams is like or something?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
There's another cartoon recently that wasn't supposed to be very good.
Yeah, I know that, but I think they're making like a live action show that is based around Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, Wednesday's kind of the more interesting one since what's her name played her, and then I don't know,
Christina Ricci.
And she has a little more character than some of the others.
I do remember, like in the original Addams Family TV show, like the mom was played by a Carol Jones. Like,
right.
I just
really?
Yeah,
wow,
our mom's name.
I also went back and watched some of season 1 of Daredevil. Just a really good season. Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember with Daredevil, like, I really liked season 1. Season 2, like, the Punisher episodes were really good, but then the rest that focused on the hand was kind of meh. And then, like, I thought season 3 was pretty good again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I watched season 3. Maybe I'll have to check.
The only bad thing about
the second season kind of threw me off.
All those shows are like gone now.
Well, there's talk of they might bring back Matt Murdock in some future MCU like reveal, maybe like another show, like maybe a She-Hulk, something like that. So he might return. I'm not sure.
It would be cool, like. I mean, those shows don't really fit the tone of the MCU, but maybe like if the multiverse exists, they could find a version of them that would work.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I think with him, like if they can make that work, they should like do a Daredevil movie because he is a cool enough character. I think they should do a movie rather than a TV show.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, and the actor is just good enough to carry a movie, I think. Too.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
Yeah. I also watched What We Do in the Shadows. That's that show with what's his name? Matt Berry. He's from a IT Crowd. He played the boss's son who like takes over in his the new CEO.
Yeah. He's like really loud. Yeah.
That guy. He is hilarious, man. I'll watch him in anything. He's also in the other show that I mentioned, Dark Things. I think it's called. Dark Places. I'll make sure I'll figure it out. But yeah, that guy's hilarious, and he's in this, so I've been watching that.
I've heard a lot of people rave about the What We Do in the Shadows TV show, but I heard a lot of people rave about the movie, and like I watched the movie, and like there was a couple laughs in there, but like I didn't love it like so many people love it.
I didn't watch the movie. Is that the one with Johnny Depp in it?
No.
Oh, I thought there was a movie with Johnny Depp.
It's not that one.
Okay, because the show is not with Johnny, like anything to do with that.
No, the movie did not. The movie, I'm not going to be able to think of the guy's name. You know that Flight of the Conchords show?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it has one of the guys from that in it.
He was in Legion also.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah. Okay, so I also watched the Game of Thrones trailer. Their new show, House of the Dragon.
Oh, I didn't know they dropped a trailer for that.
Yeah, they put $150 million into this whole first season, I guess. But I'm just not really compelled to watch it after watching season 8, how it went down with Game of Thrones. I don't know. I think I'm going to wait till I hear what people have to say.
Yeah, I'd be willing to go that route.
I mean, I'm not the biggest, like, fan of the fantasy genre, but, I mean, Game of Thrones was good enough that it, like, held my attention. I'll agree, like, yeah, the ending was a letdown, but it doesn't mean, like, this show, I think, takes place in a totally different time period with, like, different characters and stuff, so, I mean, it might as well give it a clean slate shot, I think.
As long as those two guys aren't involved with this show, I think they are though, aren't they? DB Weiss and
I wouldn't be
Benioff.
surprised.
I don't know, but I mean, they seem like talented guys. I mean, even if they dropped the ball on the last season, like you can't discount all the other seasons, can you?
But I mean, weren't they mostly working off of George R. R.
They have a lot of
Martin's
source
works?
material.
Yeah,
So, I don't know.
like they just didn't have the final work at the time.
Yeah.
because Martin hadn't finished it.
So yeah, that's interesting because so this show isn't based on books at all. Then
Actually, this show, he wrote a new book, right? House of the Dragon. That's a new book.
Not that I'd heard, but maybe I just am uninformed.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I thought he was writing like novels outside of Game of Thrones too, like prequels.
He might be
and-
writing them.
it could actually be a boon to this show if it's not based on the books and maybe just he, gives his input or something.
Yeah. Well, I think he was supposed to have given them like a lot of plot points for the show, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's scarier if it's not based on a book then, because then they have more freedom to mess it up.
I heard that too. That actually they had shot another pilot for like a Game of Thrones type, like a show in the Game of Thrones universe, but they shot the pilot and didn't go forward with it. And it sounded like they spent quite a bit of money on it, but it just didn't work or whatever. So
Yeah, I heard about that too.
so yeah, I think so. That one didn't work.
Did you guys hear something about a Lord of the Rings series that's supposed to be all woke or something?
Well, I don't know about woke. I don't know about woke.
It's supposed to be like...
But Amazon did buy the rights to do a Lord of the Rings television show. And
Yeah.
they're working on it right now. I have no interest in it. Those movies are so boring. I don't know how people love them.
You don't like Lord of the Rings?
Oh, God. So fucking
Everybody
boring.
likes Lord
I
of the
mean,
Rings.
the way they ended was incredibly boring, but still,
And the way they started in the middle.
there are a lot of lags. Yeah, that's all I got. That's I did for the week.
I watched quite a few things this week as well. So I finished Squid Games. Did you do that as well?
No, still got to catch up on that. I know, I'm bad.
No, that's fine. I did like it. I don't want to spoil anything. You watched it. What did you think of like the very last scene? Like, do you like that it ended like that, or do you wish it would have been?
You can talk freely. I know how it ended.
Oh, okay. Well, just the way that it ended, it seems like they're setting up a second season.
I hadn't really thought of that, but I guess it's possible.
Yeah, they definitely are. I think.
I mean, I guess it's ambiguous to an extent.
Because you don't really need him to make another season.
No, but if they make a second season, I assume they will use him the way they ended the first season. But I could be wrong.
Unless he like dies in the first 10 seconds.
That would be a funny way to start it. It's like you just kill him right out because so you break the expectation.
Yeah.
Also, I won't spoil it, but there is like one reveal in the last episode that I was like, didn't know if I really loved it or not. It was kind of a twist. I guess I'm fine with it, but I was like, I don't know.
Are you talking about where he dyed his hair and came out as gay?
Actually, the hair dye thing was a very bizarre choice, wasn't it? I was like, it made it seem a little sillier than I wanted. Yeah, the hair dye thing, they could have done without that. Let's see. So I finished that. I also finished Only Murders in the Building. That's that Steve Martin Martin
you were
Short
telling us about that.
show on Hulu. I will say, like, a lot of people are ranting about this online as well. I will say I like the show. I don't know if I go as far as to say I loved it, but if they make more, and judging by the end of season one, I think they will, I'll definitely check it out. But, if you like a murder mystery with, like, quirky characters, I would say definitely give it a shot. I know that's... I don't think you wouldn't be into this show at all. But and speaking of murder mysteries, I also checked out the because me, I'm a fan of the old school CSI with Grissom. The Grissom years of the original CSI. I think they still hold up. A lot of good stuff in there. So I checked out the first couple episodes of CSI Vegas, which is kind of a reboot of that series. Grissom's back along with Georgia Fox, who plays Sarah Seidel. But then, like, the rest of the cast is brand new. And I can't say these, like, first couple episodes blew my socks off. Like,
was that a catch line? You could say he really blew his socks off.
Like, the new cast members so far, like, I don't think they necessarily have as much charisma as, like, the original cast. But, you know, that maybe as the show goes along, it'll pep up a bit. But, you know, it's more CSI, and that's always a good thing, right?
No, I hated CSI. I hated all those procedures.
I will say, like, I maybe saw an episode each of CSI Miami and New York, and those ones just never gelled with me. But the original CSI has some good shit in it.
I think you just need to quit TV for a while.
Hey, I'm trying to educate you on the good corners that you never watched, like Becker and such.
Oh, God. I knew Becker was coming, too.
And then finally, I actually went out to the theater, and I watched No Time to Die. Good old Jimmy Bond and his gang.
Did he die?
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything.
That bitch died.
But no, you know what?
He got slapped to death.
I did like it. Like, it definitely an enjoyable action movie. I thought, like, Ana de Armas, like, was a highlight. Like, her scene in the movie was, like, really good. And she's really hot in this movie. But, yeah, I liked it.
Is she like a love interest for him, or what is she?
No. He has, like, a love interest in the movie that carries forward, like, from the last film. No, she's just, like, another agent that he teams up with for a scene.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm surprised they got him to do a movie, man. Like, I think we talked about it off this podcast, but he was, like, adamant that he would not come back and do another movie, so they must have really paid him really well.
Well, I didn't know it, but I guess, like, the last movie that they did, Spectre, like, he, like, broke his ankle or his leg, like, early on in the filming, I guess. And then, like, they somehow still shot the movie, but he was kind of in pain the whole time. So, like, I think his quote was after that movie. So maybe he just needed some time. I don't know. Now, like, I'm not like I've actually, the only James Bond movies I've watched, like, stem to stern, are the Daniel Craig movies. I'm kind of interested in, like, going back and watching, like, some of the old school, like, Connery ones, but
you got too much time on your hand, bro.
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen them, but people always say that Connery was, like, the best Bond or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who do you guys
I watched a couple back in the day, but I don't remember much.
Do you guys have, like, any interest or pitches of who should be the next James Bond?
James Bond?
I'll say mine, like, because, like, after, like, they didn't think Daniel Craig was coming back, like, there was apparently some rumors of, like, you know, people the studio was considering.
Right.
And one of those names they floated was Tom Hiddleston, and I think he would be great, actually. So he would be my pick.
I don't know. I believe I heard Tom Hardy somewhere, which I love him and everything. So
Tom Hardy would be great, yeah.
Although he's like, he's more mean than charming usually. Like, he's got a cold menace.
I mean, I've never read the James Bond books, but I think he might have more of a mean streak. I don't know. Let's see. Have you watched anything besides, like, the British Bake Off or whatever you watch?
Really? I think I finished something, then I turned on this, but I don't even remember because I was sick for a couple days and I just like was just like zoned out, feeling like shit.
By the way, how can you accuse me of, like, having too much time and watching the wrong things when you watch things like that?
And rewatch them sometimes.
I know you're becoming our dad, where you it's like rewatch shit like that.
It's kind of like Zen, like, in the background. It's just like I don't know. It's chill. You don't have to pay that much attention.
I mean, I'm more that way with podcasts, but, like, I don't know, when I'm actually watching something, I want to pay attention to it more.
Well, I like watching people like doing their craft. Like they've got a certain like intensity, they've got like a certain passion for it, and it's more interesting.
If their craft is exciting, but baking shit isn't very exciting.
I don't know. I'm on Lester's side, man.
Really?
It really is exciting. You'd be surprised. Like,
I mean, I've watched some of it because I've been subjected to it, but it's nothing I would ever watch on my own.
it's just something you just get captivated. The story of it all, you know, it's terrible, but you just.
Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of those. Like that's the type of reality TV that I like. Is like the.
I mean,
those ones.
it's certainly not as offensive as like those Bachelor type shows.
Yeah, I don't watch those, but like the guys who build cars and shit like that, I like those.
No thanks.
Yeah.
It's low stakes competitions for me.
It's like you guys are gonna spend like 10 weeks fighting it out for like 10 grand or something.
Oh, the only other thing I wanted to touch on before we get into the show is like DC this past weekend had their Fandom event. Now, I didn't actually watch it live, which I guess was a good thing because people said it pretty much sucked. But they did have a few things that came out of there, like a second trailer for the next Batman movie. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
What about you?
No.
I mean, I don't know how much there is to say about it. I did enjoy it. I didn't like it as much as the trailer they had last year at the Fandom event, but it was fine. Like I guess it's not given away very much, which is a good thing. Although they'll probably have another trailer that's like gives you more than you want, but it seems like we still don't know like a ton about what the plot is and things. We know the Riddler and the Penguin and Catwoman are in it, which might be too much.
I'll say the first movie with the Penguin and Catwoman was the bomb.
Batman Returns.
Best Batman ever.
Like, I don't remember much about the trailer, to be honest. It didn't really stand out to me, but I did remember like Pattinson like making some sort of movement and looking kind of silly to me. Like he looks kind of small and not Batman
Not
tough,
menacing
you
enough.
know. Yeah, and not just that, but he didn't work out for this movie, so he's not even like
He's like running. He's like,
yeah.
oh gosh, oh boy.
He's not even in the ideal shape that they wanted the character to be in.
I am the darkness.
I mean, I think he looks okay in the suit. If the suit's pulling the way to making him look buff, that's fine. I don't give a shit. Look like Batman to me anyway.
So who's Catwoman?
Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, okay.
It's Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
Let's see. Is she as hot as Lenny Kravitz?
You mean Lisa Bonet, who is super hot? Right? That's her mom.
I think so. That sounds right.
Lisa Bone.
She was the
I'm out of my league on these.
Cosby Show. She was one of the daughters.
Oh, okay. I might be able to look that up.
Okay.
She'll give you a raging bonet.
She's married to Jason Momoa now, Aquaman.
I will say, like, I don't know if he gained weight or they just put a bunch of like makeup on him, but the Penguin is like played by Colin Farrell, and it doesn't look like him at all.
Yeah, I think they put like prosthetics on his face or something.
It must be like, yeah, he looks way different.
Yeah, I couldn't make it out. I know they said his name, and I was looking for him in that face.
Yeah, he's unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I'm glad they have the Riddler in the movie because I think, like, Jim Carrey's Riddler was like, kind of an ode to like the Batman '66 show more than anything, like super campy. But I like that they have like a more serious, menacing version of the Riddler because I think the Riddler's a cool
Who's
character.
the Riddler then? Someone I haven't heard of.
Oh God, what is his name? Well, you I didn't watch this, but you said you watched that Swiss Army Man movie.
Oh yeah.
It's the guy that's not Harry Potter.
Okay, I kind of remember. The guy who's not Harry Potter.
He was also in There Will Be Blood. He's been in a Paul Dano, I believe.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Dano. Yeah, There Will Be Blood.
Book him, Dano.
It's awful. If you ever watch Swiss Army Man, Daniel Radcliffe has a super hairy ass. Just throwing that out there. Like surprisingly hairy.
Well, now I gotta watch it.
He's from a cold climate, so
I never heard this theory.
I'm just making that
Is that
up.
why my ass is so hairy?
Of course, it was the Montana winters.
They're from cold environments, so their hair has to protect their asses.
You grew up in Texas, so you didn't need that extra.
But I still got it.
They also had like some really short teasers to like the Flash movie and the Black Adam movie, but they were so short they were almost not even worth having.
Oh, just like a little clip or something.
Yeah, they were just nothings.
I mean, I did like that The Rock says his Black Adam could kill Superman. That makes me excited for the character. Maybe it'll be some sort of competition, It'll be some real tough guy.
I mean, I really like The Rock, but also like he's in a lot of stuff that's enjoyable but not amazing.
Yeah.
He's a part of a lot of things where you go, well, The Rock was entertaining, but the movie itself maybe not so well.
Yeah, he's just got a presence, He's just fun to watch, but he'll pretty much do any project, right? He's worth like what $400 million, so he knows his name is gonna bring in the money.
Yeah,
I actually just saw a trailer today for like a Netflix movie that he's in with Ryan Reynolds, and it's like, yeah, I'm sure The Rock is like charming in this movie, but the movie itself does not look good. It looks like a very generic action movie. And I'm like, yeah, probably don't need to watch this. Let's see, did anything else come out of that fandom? Not that I can remember. I'm sure there was like little things or something, but oh yeah, they had some trailers for like the DC video games they're working on, like the Gotham Knights game, which that one actually looks pretty good. And then they have like this Justice League versus the Suicide Squad game that I'm like, I don't know about that one. Might be okay though. All right. Well, should we get into the show finally, guys?
Let's do it.
Anyone who hasn't watched the show, basically, we're just going to go around the table. Everybody's going to bring a topic or a news story up to the table. And a lot of times we try to see if we can find something silly or goofy or a story that fell, through the cracks. But anyway, as tradition dictates, we usually start with AJ. So, AJ, what's story number 1 this week?
All right. 'Tis the season of Halloween, so let's get into some Halloween topics, or at least one. You may see witches hitting the streets in packs this Halloween. Google has released a list of most searched costumes of 2021, and for the second year, witch has landed in the top spot. Rabbit took second place in the list, followed by dinosaur.
Okay.
These sound very generic. It surprises me.
Yeah, these are. I'm surprised it's not like, what's that, Squid Game or anything like that, The top 10 costumes of 2021 are Witch, Rabbit, Dinosaur, Spider-Man, Cruella de Vil, Fairy, Harley Quinn, Cowboy, Clown, and Chucky. These are not very current.
Chucky. Man, those are, yeah.
All right.
I mean, Spider-Man and Harley Quinn are popular characters, so those I guess I kind of get. But, like, yeah, some of those other ones I'm just like, wow, these are very generic.
All right. America's top 5 most popular Halloween candies include Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Skittles, M&M's, Starburst, and Hot Tamales. I was surprised by Hot Tamales.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
One of these things is not like the other.
How did Snickers not make
That's like the
that
20% of people who hate children.
like the only way they could hate them more is good and plenty.
But yeah, that's the Halloween topic right there. Yeah.
So I've got like a ton of just like murder stories this week.
Murder.
This one's not murder, but it's bad. So lovelorn arts professor imprisoned for butchering colleague with fire poker.
Ooh.
So this is
that's right out of our game.
Yeah,
we play Mysterium, and that's one of the weapons.
Oh, that is one of the weapons. Yeah. So this professor, she's Asian. I'm not sure which nationality, but Ri Hachiyanagi, which sounds Japanese. 50 years old. She shows up at her colleague's like house, goes in and like tortures her and stuff, and this lady thinks she's gonna die and all this, but she at some point she tells her like, you should have known I had feelings for you, and just like this crazy shit. I was like, oh, this is awful. But
wait, so she was invited to this woman's house. It's her college?
I don't think she was invited. I think she just like showed up one day and just like went to town.
Oh, so she showed up.
Yeah, she just showed up at the other woman's house.
And what's her job?
She was an arts professor.
An arts professor.
Yeah.
And she said, by now you should have known
that I had feelings for you.
Whew.
This was another woman?
Yeah, they were both women.
Okay.
So, yeah, the woman opened the door, and the other one bludgeoned her, and then, tortured her for like 4 hours on Christmas Eve.
I prefer my women more passive aggressive.
More passive, at least.
Yeah.
Man, she took rejection. Maybe not even rejection. Did she ever actually like?
It didn't say that.
Yeah.
Like she didn't even try asking this woman out. She was just like,
"Yeah,
you should have known."
Yeah, you should have
God
known.
damn.
Crazy.
Where was this at again?
Somewhere in New England. I don't think it says the state.
But she must have been so delusional about the other woman that she thought there's no way she couldn't know that I...
Oh, the college was in Massachusetts. Yeah.
I wonder if, like, the woman she had a crush on, like, started, like, dating someone else, and that's what set her off.
It probably says more. I was like, I just don't remember now.
I mean, that's pretty much insane right there.
Yeah.
Jeez. And the other thing is, like, doesn't even, like, kill her, like, tortures her for hours.
Yeah.
Like,
well, at some point, like, it sounded like she was going to die, but apparently, yeah, there was an intervention. She was arrested.
Man, some people are fucking crazy. Was that it for that one?
Yeah.
Well, I got a sexier topic. Pastor turned stripper blesses fans with her sacred eroticism via OnlyFans.
Oh, I thought they were going to... I was like, she's going to get some people in the doors of the church this week.
In July 2017, Nicole Mitchell gave her final sermon at church and now makes a good living selling explicit videos and photos on OnlyFans. Mitchell, 36, was raised in a strict Baptist family with stereotypical immutable gender roles. She was expected to be reserved, sweet, and quiet, and working as an entertainer was totally improbable. Mitchell told reporters, "From a young age, I had fantasized about being a stripper, but I was indoctrinated to believe my desires and my body were innately sinful and bad. I was taught that women aren't allowed to lead and that women belong in the kitchen and with the children. So even though
they clearly belong out in the club.
So even though it went against everything I was told, I decided to become a pastor because of my love for performing. In her family, the likelihood of being anything other than heterosexual wasn't an option, and Mitchell never regarded her sexuality until she participated in an LGBT plus theater performance in 2016. It was a revelation for her. Mitchell noted, "I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm straight," and it rocked my world. I knew if I revealed my queerness, I would lose it all because the church is not welcoming the queer people. As the pastor battled to keep her sexuality confidential, she felt her life was very duplicitous and knew it couldn't go on. I just never showed up again, added Mitchell. I started following my life coach's wife on Instagram, who was doing lingerie modeling. I was kind of triggered by it, but I was also magnetically drawn to it. Now, on top of banking on OnlyFans, she's a life coach too and extends courses like how to unfuck yourself, instructing others how to be their genuine self. Mitchell now identifies as pansexual and bisexual and has never been sunnier.
Good for her, I guess.
Still want to hear like pansexual. I'm like, dude likes to fuck pans.
It makes me think of Pan's Labyrinth.
It's like, this is what I'm into.
It's like, I really want to fuck that flute playing goat.
Yeah. I'll play your flute.
Man, Pan's Labyrinth is a great movie, by the way.
Yeah, it's exceptional.
But
yeah, just yeah. Ugh.
It's always like the religious kids that are the crazy ones. I think there is something to that, like religious girls that like are so repressed. Like they do say, like you want to find a slutty girl. It's usually like one that had to go to like a Catholic school or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my own religion of blackjack and hookers. That's a great idea, actually. Nobody steal that.
I mean, isn't that like a Bender quote or something?
Yeah. He uses that like a few times. I forget in what context.
But I'm kind of surprised, like she made it all the way to like 36 before, like,
Yeah, before it fell apart.
yeah, that was a pretty good run, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, sexy pastor is my story. AJ, I'll move it along to you.
All right. What would a time traveler from the 1970s say if he or she stumbled into our world today? One 69-year-old man has an idea. I had seen that everybody, or the majority of people, were talking to themselves. Then I looked closer, and they seemed to have things in their ears with the phone things. iPhones, they call them, or something like that. And I thought to my mind, what everybody became CIA agents and stuff like that. Otis Johnson was incarcerated in 1975 when he was just 25 years old and was released just last summer, 44 years later. After being removed from society for attempted murder of a police officer, he was released with just an ID, documents concerning his case, 2 bus tickets, and $40. Without any family or outside help, Johnson was expected to navigate the modern world alone. Al Jazeera English followed Johnson around New York City as he rejoined Metropolis. He hardly recognized and marveled at new food and technology that surrounded him. With aid from Fortune Society, a non-profit that provides housing and services to ex-prisoners in New York City, Johnson can finally begin a new life outside of prison. Everything happens for a reason, I believe, so I try to let that go and deal with the future instead of dealing with the past. But man, 44 years later?
Yeah, a lot has happened in that time.
Yeah, I'd be blown away. I don't think they have, like, well, I don't know. Some prisons do have cell phones, to be honest, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, whether they're supposed to or not, I imagine they circulate.
Yeah.
Some of them are even set up with like these like really expensive, like almost like FaceTime type machines where they can actually like, see their family. But like I saw that thing on it once, and it's like, they're like expensive for them to use or something. I don't remember exactly.
Oh yeah, that's probably it. They probably charge them a fortune to use it.
Yeah.
And like, do you know they charge them money to use that, and they're recording them the whole time, to use in case later?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's like, that kind of, they're screwing them both ways.
Yeah, you'd have to be careful, I suppose. But like any time that they're have visitor or whatever, same thing.
But man, 44 years. Imagine how much changed, like just coming out into society, not just style, because you're not used to.
Like, where's my bell bottoms?
I mean, I guess you could still make a living like flipping patties or something, like even if you don't like fully, adapt right away.
Yeah, but who's gonna hire this guy? He's like what, like almost 70 or something, and like ex-con. I mean,
Dave's Bread, Dave's Organic Bread. They hire ex-cons.
Yeah, we see. What was that? What's his name? Walking to work all the time. The Unabomber.
When he drops me off at work, like on the street I work on, there is one of those Dave's Killer Bread.
Oh yeah.
And there's always this guy like
he's got his hoodie and he's like
walking to work
straight up the Unabomber.
And yeah, we nicknamed him the Unabomber because he looks like the
Unabomber. So you guys knew about that, and that's why you made the joke?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
that makes it
yeah.
even funnier.
He's always
than-
like walking to work. You're like, oh, he's going to Dave's Code Bread.
Oh my god, that makes it even funnier.
Yeah, by the way, we've never even seen him get to Dave's Killer Bread, so we don't
Right.
know if that's where
Yeah,
he
he could
works.
work somewhere else,
but we just
It's a good
figure
story.
we just figure by the looks of him that's where he works.
Okay.
Because we're judgy assholes.
I don't know, this whole 44th years thing gives me like Captain America vibes, even though he was in prison. You just picture like
Even if it was like 1980 and you remember like shitty dial-up internet.
Yeah.
You're like, what's going on?
But him is like 1970 something.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine, like, just right now, try to guess what the world is going to be like in, like, 2061? Like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's pretty difficult, yeah.
All right, are we ready for some murder most foul?
More serial killers. Texas serial killer nurse is convicted of murdering 4 patients by injecting air into their arteries after heart surgery.
Oh no.
And this is actually the male nurse. What's his name?
Oh, never trust a man.
William George Davis. But yeah, apparently you get heart surgery and then like, oh, maybe he saves you, and then your nurse is like, you just died.
Man, if you are a serial killer, like, a nurse is probably a good job to get because, like, if you're good enough, you could probably kill a lot of people.
Well, there was that one doctor in England. I think his body count was like over 100. It was huge.
I believe it.
I mean, but yeah, people it's a profession you can kind of hide in, I guess.
Especially like in like the early 19th or 18th centuries.
Well, you imagine it, you can detect there's a shitload of stuff you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So 4 that they know of.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was like, remember that last season of Fargo? Like, they had that nurse character that was like killing people and like stealing their rings and shit.
Oh, right.
Like, I wonder if this guy was doing that.
Was she like giving him strychnine and like gave him bad gas or something?
Yeah, she was like
weird.
poisoning him with something. I don't know.
Yeah, she like put it in a pie or something.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that just so. Hey, healthcare workers already have so many issues. Like they leave things in your body. They make mistakes that cause people to die all the time, and especially.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
Especially around, I think June though is when they get like the new class of people. That's when you get the most like deaths and incidents.
So
like,
if you have to go to the hospital, avoid the new release program.
Yeah, basically. it's so dangerous, man. Yeah, I mean, if you got cancer, go to the hospital, of course. Go see the doctor. But man, yeah.
Was that it on that one?
Yeah.
Man, I got one here that, like, I'll see what you guys think, but, like, I don't know how this is possible. Woman left with chemical burns after confusing fireworks for candy.
Wait. Chemical fireworks for candy. Chemical burns. Okay.
A woman thought a box of Fun Snaps contained sweets, yet discovered it was fireworks after a series of explosions occurred in her mouth. Have you ever inadvertently put salt in your coffee instead of sugar? Right. So now you understand Lisa Boothroyd's plight. Boothroyd was out buying food items for her neighbors at the local market when she spotted a multicolored package of Fun Snaps on a shelf. What are fireworks doing on a supermarket shelf in the first place? Your guess is as good as ours. Nevertheless, moments after consuming the Fun Snaps, a string of mini explosions took place inside her oral cavity. Boothroyd said, I remember the moment I crunched down on a handful of the sweets and instantly felt explosions in my mouth. I felt a burning pain straight away. I'm still in agony and nearly lost a tooth after it cracked from the explosion. That moment I crunched down was terrifying. I had no idea what was happening. I felt explosions in my mouth followed by a burning pain. The Fun Snaps were with all the other sweets and the packaging was similar, so it was an easy mistake to make. I just keep thinking what could have happened if I'd given them to a child. They could have blown their mouth apart. It's been 30 days since the incident, and Boothroyd claims that the burns have healed, though she is waiting on an appointment to fix the injuries to her teeth. Boothroyd also expressed consternation that such an item would be on the same shelf as candy aimed at kids. She added, worst of all, they were amongst all the children's sweets. Who knows what could have happened if a child had made the same mistake as me? Now, my only thing with this is like, if it's the snaps you like throw on the ground.
Yeah, I just looked it up. That's what it is.
Like any one of those I've ever seen, they like come almost in like sawdust.
Paper and sawdust is inside. Yeah.
So I'm like, if someone like maybe like purposely did this, like doctored it and put it with the candy in hopes that this would happen to someone, I guess maybe they could have took out all the sawdust. But if the sawdust was in there, like, this lady is really dumb.
Your average 6-year-old is going to be like, you're an idiot.
yeah. I was just like, how does like this woman not know what these are?
I haven't seen those in forever. Are they common?
They're still around. They're still around.
You can get them.
Okay.
They're like fun ones for little kids because they're relatively safe. And
yeah, a couple years ago, 4th of July, my sister had some that I played with. So they're still
They're
around.
called snaps?
Yeah, just...
Oh, I'll look for those. Okay.
The most fun thing is to throw them at children.
Mm-hmm.
You just like throw them down on like, a sidewalk or
and they pop.
Yeah.
But yeah, to actually eat those, like...
Yeah.
That surprised
First of all, like, even if you looked at it and said, this looks like a snack.
That's the other thing is, like, they don't really look like a snack.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It does make me think, though, that somebody did put them with the other candy to try to trick someone into eating them, but...
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is working in retail. You probably got some 18-year-old retard. Derp, 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 snaps. Who knows?
All right, AJ, back to you already.
All right. 2 puppies were stolen during an armed robbery that turned into a shootout when the homeowner brought out her gun and chased after the suspects. The drama happened Monday night on the 5400 block of Southwest 23rd Street in West Park, South Broward. It was caught on surveillance video. The woman told deputies she raises micro-bully puppies, which are valued at $3,000 to $4,000 each. Well, now we know why that happened. The 3 teens who were recorded standing in front of their home to discuss buying some of the dogs, according to the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Deputies did not disclose the victim's name, citing Marcy's Law. But once inside her home, the teens brought out a gun and told her not to move. When they attempted to steal 2 of the puppies, she got into a tussle with them. Ring camera footage obtained by Miami Herald news partner CBS 4 shows the 3 teens rushing out of the home. Moments later, the woman steps out of the house holding a gun and crouches behind her green car in her driveway. The woman and the suspect shoot at each other, deputies said. Then they get into a car and drive off. The woman was not injured. Detectives say they have arrested 2 16-year-old teenagers on charges of armed robbery with a firearm, shooting into an occupied dwelling. They're still looking for the other teenager. The puppies are still missing. Man. I mean, we're about to adopt a rescue. I don't think we have this problem, but...
Well, the thing is, too, like, you're not going to be able to prove the pedigree if you just steal a dog. So it's not like it's not worth $3,000 or $4,000.
Really? That's true? So you're not even getting the same value out of it?
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to peddle. I mean, you might be able to sell it back to the owner for, like, part price, so because they can prove it, but...
Man, I wouldn't want to own valuable dogs. Remember, there's a story like we covered last year, too, where, like, Lady Gaga's like dog walker got shot and they like stole her dogs and like I think they got him back or whatever and he lived.
Well, she put up like it was either like $250,000 or $500,000, which is pretty profitable dog napping.
That's true.
So,
I mean, the lengths that people go to. I mean, they are willing to shoot it out to get a $3,000 dog.
Yeah.
And these are teenagers?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of teenagers, like, think of that shit?
Man, I heard one going on in Portland is, like, there's a group of kids. I don't know the age. I'm guessing, like, teenagers. But they'll target like single female drivers, and they'll be like, "Hey, something's wrong with the back of your car," and then she like gets out to check, and they steal her car. So that's been going on in Portland. So yeah, if you're in Portland, and also we broke our record yearly shootings this year, and it's October, so we got a couple months left. But it's crazy.
We left Houston to come to Portland, and now Portland's
falling apart, man.
Yeah. But I mean, Houston's still worse.
Man, I work with an older guy, and he lives like in an older part of town, so it's not the best part of town. But he showed me a map on the internet, and it basically had his neighborhood. It wasn't like like 30 square blocks or anything. It was like it was a relatively small area, and it had like 7 shootings on there. I was like, Jesus, what kind of like time frame is that? And I was like expecting a year or two. He's like, oh, that's the last couple months. I was like, holy shit. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he apparently lives in a bad part of town.
Yeah, sounds like it. But the house prices here are insane.
Oh, yeah, ridiculous.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. Things do not add up.
Must be a lot of desperation. People go into these lengths to, kidnap dogs for money.
I mean, if you figure you're going to walk in and walk out with like $8,000 off of like some hick out in the country, I mean, that's a pretty good score, I guess.
They probably also weren't expecting this woman to fight back.
I mean, I'd expect people in the country to own guns. That's just what I expect.
All righty. Well, I guess we're to Manifesto round 3.
Well, how much time we got?
Oh, another 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, I could go for another serial killer, or you could. You guys want to battle out some trivia today?
Oh, you got some trivia for us?
We got some history, I think.
History trivia? I'm not going to be
Let's do it.
What kind of trivia you want?
Don't worry, I'm still high from yesterday, so.
I mean, we could do this, but I guarantee he'll win because I don't know.
I think some of it's U.S. history, so maybe.
I still don't. I still won't do very well.
Let's see.
Oh, you guys can talk for a minute. I'll find a pen.
Watch me lose.
What do you want to talk about, AJ?
Now that Lester's gone.
He's a real piece of shit, isn't he?
He says he's your brother, but I don't know, man. I don't see it.
I was immaculate conception.
Yeah.
At least that's what I like.
Maybe that's what we should look up at some Bible trivia.
Oh, yeah. I do even better at that.
I have no chance, though.
All right. Little history.
Now, is this multiple choice? Is it who's buzzing in first? What kind of...
I'll tell you when we get there. I'm going to skip some here and there. True or false? United States was a member of the League of Nations.
False.
One for Ajay. Off to an early lead.
What was the League of Nations?
It was like the UN before the UN.
The United States wasn't in it, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get any of these.
Oh, you might get this one. In what year did the North American video game crash occur?
1983.
Boom! Nailed it. That should get a couple points, but you only get one. True or false? JFK was assassinated during his presidential motorcade in Atlanta, Georgia.
False. It was Dallas, Texas.
Yep. This one's pretty easy. Year the Declaration of Independence was signed.
1776.
Yep.
Man, I should have known that one. I was like my brain was trying to get there, but...
I was thinking it was a trick question. But...
Bloodiest single-day battle in the American Civil War. I might have...
Gettysburg?
Not Gettysburg.
The Battle of Bunker Hill.
Nope. Antietam was the correct answer. The Falling Water House, located in Pennsylvania, was designed by which architect?
Frank Lloyd Wright.
The only architect almost anybody knows.
I know. That's exactly right.
Oh, I didn't know this one. What was the original name of New York City?
Gotham.
Um, just York.
New Amsterdam.
I did hear that once, but I would have never got there.
I'm going to skip a couple you probably never guess. Which U.S. president took part in the Potsdam Conference where the Allies reached a peace settlement with Germany?
FDR?
No.
Eisenhower.
Nope. Truman.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that one's too easy. Who shot Alexander Hamilton?
Aaron Burr.
God damn it.
Ajay surprised me quick at some of these.
He knows his history, man.
Oh, yeah. Where was Martin Luther King Jr. born?
Birmingham, Alabama.
No, good guess.
Jeez. I was like, I'm trying to think of a city in Missouri. Atlanta, Georgia.
Boom, you got it.
Holy shit.
Nice one. True or false, U.S. President Thomas Jefferson bought the state of Louisiana from France in 1803.
True.
Yes. It'd be funny if it's like false, it was 1804.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. I was like, was it Jefferson? Was it a Jefferson?
Yeah, it definitely was Jefferson. What group of immigrants from England settled in the United States following their decision to break away from the Church of England?
The Puritans.
There's another one. That was too easy. This is a quote from which president? Tear down this wall.
Ronald Reagan.
Damn it. I'm not quick enough. Like I knew it, but I'm not quick enough.
That's the thing. I got outpaced a lot. Who was president of the Confederacy?
Robert E. Lee.
No. Oh. He was their best general.
Fuck. I mean, that was what my brain said first too, and now I'm like, I know when I hear this, I'll be kicking myself. All I can think of is like generals. I don't know.
Jefferson Davis.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, see, that does ring the bell, yeah.
Which founding father of the United States has a critically acclaimed and famous Broadway musical about him?
Hamilton.
Boom. How much time we got?
We can go.
Well, there's like 100. So we can. I was just trying to gauge when to stop. Do you want to go until your head? Like the old Bill and Ted, best 4 out of 7.
See, that's why I usually pick like a finite amount so that it's not like, you tell us when to stop.
It's a little tricky because I've been skipping some. What the hell?
I'm pretty sure age is going to win.
Oh, we just went into some like insanely hard stuff. European skip to European history.
Like PhD level stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Like this one. When was the city of Rome founded? 1 point for whoever's closest.
I'm so stupid at this. Like,
you're like 10,000.
Is it 80? Is it BC?
1042.
Rome was founded in...
Should I just give it?
180, 80.
No. 753 BC.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say AD, so I definitely was going to get it wrong.
Oh, you might get this one. What year did the Berlin Wall come down?
1989.
Oh, Zach sneaks in one. Okay, you might get this one. Who was the first chancellor of a united Germany in 1871?
Archduke Ferdinand.
Otto von Bismarck.
How could we have gotten that?
I'm just trying to skip through these until I see one that maybe would make sense. What was the name of the constitutional republic that governed Germany post-World War I?
The Treaty of Versailles. I don't know.
The Weimar Republic. Yeah, these are hard, man.
All right, let's...
What? You don't want to go into ancient history now?
What do we got? No.
Oh, you might get this one. Which American civilization is the source of the belief that the world would end or drastically change on December 21st, 2012?
The Mayans?
Oh,
Yeah,
the Mayans.
How many more do I need to catch up?
You need one more.
Okay, let's do it.
Should I try to find two
Yeah.
possibles?
I guess.
If you don't get them both, you lose.
I'm going to lose.
Let's make a finite number here. Let's do two more.
Okay. What number does the Roman numeral D stand for?
D's nuts. God, I don't know if I've ever even seen... Like, I've seen L's, I've seen M's.
100?
I'm going to say 500.
Ooh, 500 it is.
Holy shit.
Oh.
This is a little more modern. What was the first sport to have been played on the moon?
Golf.
Oh, I think Ajay edged you out.
Ah,
All right. Now you know how it feels.
to be honest, like, I'm surprised I got that far. I was proud of myself for getting the video game one.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
That
That was hard.
guessing exact year is pretty good. All I really remember from that is that they buried like 1 million cases of ET in the desert.
I got one more possible story. I could save it for next week. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, if you got something good to go out on, you can do it.
I think this is pretty entertaining. This actually kind of reminds me of something Dad might try. Wife spends thousands on vet bills after husband blames farts on their dog.
Our dog was blamed so much that he couldn't possibly leave.
After her mendacious husband blamed his farts on the dog, a wife has disclosed how she dumped thousands on vet bills. I'm surprised he let that go on so long. The pregnant lady said Jerry, her dog, underwent pricey tests after she became alarmed about his inconceivable and stinky gas. The ordeal began 30 days ago when the wife was left appalled by a really revolting smell during supper, which her hubby contended was caused by the pooch. Though after weeks of scaremongering and intensifying vet bills, her spouse came clean finally. Peeved, the wife kicked him out of their abode and said he was even eschewed by his relatives over the low blow.
So basically, he let this go on for a while before, like, he's like, "Where's the financial tipping point?"
Yeah. The cost risk analysis.
Quote, "We have a dog, Jerry. He's an absolute sweetheart, and I love him dearly," the wife explained. "A month ago, my husband and I were eating dinner when suddenly I smelled something really disgusting. My husband instantly made a face, so I knew it wasn't just me. I couldn't stand the smell and left the room. Later in bed, my husband told me the dog farted. The smell was unbelievable. It honestly smelled a little like rotten eggs. I mean, don't all farts kind of smell like that?
Yeah.
I thought it was a one-off because the dog does fart, as do we, but it's never been this bad. Over the next week...
Dogs have the worst farts.
I know. Over the next week, the smell would come again and again at random times. I lit candles, incense, nothing worked. This whole time, I thought it was the dog and said, okay, I'm taking him to the vet. A fart this stinky isn't normal. Through all this, my husband kept silent. But even after the vet recommended a diet change, the horrific smells at home continued. She spoke of her husband's untruth. To be clear, I don't mind he lied in the moment, but he knew we were going to the vet. The vet was confused. He even went to the vet appointments with me. It takes him a full-on panic attack and mental breakdown to say the truth. His mother is on my side as well. She called him, in no uncertain terms, an idiot.
The thing is, like, how do you? At what point? How long can you keep a straight face?
I mean, this guy really didn't want to tell the truth.
Like, I don't have the fortitude. I'd just be like, you believe me?
I mean, I know that, but also like, what kind of like household does this guy live in where like he felt so like scared of like coming clean with it?
But or is it just him? Is he just like a pathological liar?
Maybe you'd have to like make sure the dog's around too. You'd be like, got some bacon for you, boy. Bad dog. He's just like wagging his tail.
Terrible.
Yeah. And dog farts are the worst. They're like all skunky and shit.
Like I don't think I've smelled a human fart as bad as a dog fart. A good dog fart.
I don't know. I maybe have. But yeah, dog farts are fucking heinous. That was a good story. I'm glad I.
Yeah, you should have opened with dog farts.
I should have opened with. You can never tell with these stories how they're gonna land. But that was a pretty good one. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoy stories of blaming farts and dogs and really bad trivia contests, then you're probably the one person still listening. No, but anyway, we do appreciate everybody for listening and also watching on YouTube. And speaking of which, please, subscribe to our channels, leave thumbs ups, give us comments, though, and we might just read them and talk about them on air. Leave positive 5-star reviews to help us in the algorithm. All that good stuff. And why not follow us on Twitter and have fun there? Guys, where can people find you on Twitter?
I am at a name for this too. That's number 2.
Yeah, I've been off mine for a couple weeks, so maybe next week.
You can still plug it.
At Unsolicited SUG.
And you can, of course, find me at Zach Jones Live. That's ZachJonesLive. And that will do it for all of our shenanigans and poppycock this week. Please, please, please tune in again next week. Bye, guys.
Take care.
Have a good one.